Hello and welcome back to Tells. My name is Busi and this podcast is on poker and love. I'm joined by my co-host, Andrew Nemi, who is the poker and I'm the love. Which do you prefer, poker or love?
Love.
Easy answer, obviously.
What about you?
Love.
Great. Why don't we just drop the poker part? I guess we'll wait for other people's responses before we make any decisions.
But you're poker.
I'm wounded.
It would not be an experience outside. This is why you're classically poker.
Why?
Because every time you go outside,
I put myself at risk.
danger, literal danger.
Mm-hmm.
So early this week, we took a midweek getaway to Utah.
The great state of Utah.
And Andrew had to slice his hand open at the last possible minute on the way home when the trip was over. But It would not be a trip to a hiking trip of any sort, a physically active trip without Andrew getting injured.
Yes. Sliced my hand open on a rock. I won't give you the close up. It was a couple of days ago, so it's actually starting to heal up a little bit. I was bandaged before. Now I'm just out in the open wound. But yeah, that's how I roll, I guess. Were you frightened?
Yeah, because I thought you were going to fall off the side of the
Don't be so
the cliff.
Don't be so dramatic.
It's happened before,
I've fallen off a
especially
cliff.
in the state of Utah.
I've fallen off a cliff.
No, people falling off. You know, when we were
Those people are dumb.
when we were driving through Zion,
Yeah.
I was thinking of all the people that have died falling off of Angel's Landing.
You have some morbid thoughts. I was just enjoying nature and the beauty of it all. You're thinking about death.
But
Do
similarly,
we need to see a psychotherapist?
similarly, when we went to Horseshoe Bend, I was thinking about the experience of falling over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of natural. I mean, when you're on the cliff, I think it's kind of natural to be thinking about falling off of it. But if you're not even on the cliff and you're just like randomly thinking about people falling off of cliffs, I think you have issues.
We were walking towards the cliff and I thought, I wonder if your body,
That's true.
if you die mid-fall or if you die on impact.
I don't think so. I don't think you die mid-fall. No. I think you enjoy the ride. No?
Glad you think that's enjoyment. Okay.
No, I don't think you die. I think you panic. Your body does some things. Maybe you pass out. You don't die until you hit the ground. Sorry, but no. Anyway, this is a lovely morbid start to this show. We took a wonderful getaway. The point of this whole story is 2 nights of Airbnb in Utah. Where were we?
Outside Zion, like 10 miles outside of Zion.
If you guys have never been to Utah, look it up on a map and consider going. It's great. We approve. Utah, you can stay.
We found some caves and also some pink sand dunes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never actually been on a sand dune. Had you?
Yes.
Where?
Florida, first of all. And oddly enough, there's also some dunes in Michigan.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, you did with Jonathan when you went up north, didn't you?
I was thinking of a different time. There's this area in Michigan called Sleeping Bear Dunes. And I went there in high school one time with some friends. It was a disaster of a camping trip because everyone got in arguments and fights, and there was a thunderstorm while we were in tents, and that was awful.
Were you scared?
Don't let that stop you from going to Sleeping Bear Dunes, though. No, I was drunk and sleeping in like a puddle of water.
What?
My pillow was like soaked when I woke up.
What?
And I was hungover.
How are you drunk on a high school trip? I don't understand.
It wasn't like a sanctioned high school. It was just like I was in high school with friends. And we took a trip, a couple carloads of us up to Sleeping Bear Dunes. Sleeping Bear Hollow, one of those, something like that. Anyway, there's dunes up there.
Okay.
And the dunes were great. I went with my buddies Jack and Kate. We did a hike across the dunes and the water. You get to like the lake at the end. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. But then we went back and everyone got in fights. Anyway, that didn't happen in Utah. So
Yeah, no, there were no fights to be had. We had no internet, but it's always so nice to disconnect from the internet. Didn't you
We
just
had
feel
some.
so much fresher?
there was a time where like after dinner and we played a game and stuff. There
then
was
the internet worked fine.
just
Yeah,
people
when
on
you-
their cell phones.
When you don't need it, it works fine. But don't you feel like fresh after not being so online?
I feel like I need to take a proper trip, or even not a trip, but just like a couple of days, maybe at least one day, and not use the internet at all.
We're still talking about this in
I hear of
2020.
people trying this thing and doing it.
It's not that difficult. You just turn your phone off
Sure.
and then you allow the discomfort. The discomfort is going to come immediately. You
Okay.
just have to sit with that discomfort.
All right. I'll pick a day before the end of the year, and
How much are
be
we?
careful because I'm wounded.
How
Hey,
much? How
don't
much?
squeeze too hard.
How much are we betting? How much? What is the bet?
That I do it before the end of the year?
Yes, 24 hours.
Sure.
I will keep your cell phone.
24 hours or
And
12 hours?
No, 24 hours, like an entire day.
All right, fine.
And I will keep your cell phone
Fine.
and your laptop.
How
How much are we wagering?
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do it.
$50. $50.
Let's make it 100.
$100. You heard it here
I'm
first.
so confident and bold. We'll go 3 figures.
He's probably going to sleep all day.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. I have no idea. Probably healthy things, I guess.
You can't even go on a hike.
We can watch a
because
movie?
You literally
Can you
cannot.
use the internet and set me up with a movie to
No.
watch?
No,
Why not?
because that's not the point. You're supposed to be
No
taking
screens
a break.
whatsoever?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I guess
You can't.
I need to get a book. Read a book.
That's a good start.
I'll go out for coffee. I'll read a book. I'll go for a run.
Mhm.
I'll take a nap. I don't know what else. What else is there?
And that's what I was going to say.
We put the Christmas tree up, so I can't do that.
Can we just stay focused, please? You can't even get to Red Rock without maps. So I
Yes,
don't
I
know
can.
how
Thank you
you're
very
going
much.
to.
I just like to make sure I'm not taking a slower than optimal route suggested by Google Maps.
Mhm.
Scientists. You know?
Mhm.
Scientists are always monitoring these things. So it's good to just type in the directions just in case they know something I don't.
Okay.
Anyway, I can get to Red Rock just fine. So yeah, I'll go for a hike. I'm gonna have myself a great day.
I look forward to hearing
Maybe I'll go skydiving.
about it. You definitely won't get to Gene without Google Maps, so probably not.
That's true.
So I thought today we can start off with some listener feedback,
Great. I love listener feedback.
and then we'll go and fall in love.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
We got a message from Kristen, and remember when I went to Joshua Tree and I was sharing about the little Burning Man-esque camp?
Yes.
Kristen says, I found it interesting that what you reported about the Joshua Tree community, and I wanted to share my experiences in the digital nomad world. I am location independent and running my own business from the laptop. Right now, I am in a mountain town in Bulgaria called Bansko.
Whoa.
Here's one of the best, it's one of the best known European co-working spaces. Maybe we should go to Bulgaria. What's the internet like, Kristen? Can we get there? Will we be able to play poker?
What's the upload speed?
Yeah.
Can I stream on Poker Bros?
These kind of office spaces are not just office buildings with desks. Community is a massive factor. There are regular skill sharing events and presentations by member. We go for dinners and hikes and have some night and game nights. All the members come from different business backgrounds too. The main thing is that you work remotely. I've done this in Bulgaria and last year in Thailand. And as soon as COVID allows, I'll be trying out more of these co-working spaces in Thailand and Bali. One might call it alternative, but it's simply life. So,
Sounds fantastic.
Kristen, just
I have so many questions.
can you send us or send me like how I can find these spaces?
Yeah, that was one of my questions. How do
Yeah.
you know about like one in another part of the world? Do you just Google co-working spaces.
I think, yeah. I mean,
Thailand.
if you are in that like digital nomad lifestyle, I've heard that a lot of people use like Reddit. So you'll get to a place and, use like Reddit or Lonely Planet type websites to find your people. But I'm
So
sure
cool.
there's like a better way to do it. And Kristen, who's done this
Mm-hmm.
multiple times, can hopefully shed some more light.
But that sounds awesome. I would also like to know like what type of business.
Yeah. What type of business are you running from this laptop?
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe I can start a new business to run on my laptop and become location independent.
Yeah, and I would like to know what sort of accommodations.
Interesting. Yeah.
I told you I have a lot of questions.
Okay. Kristen, send us an email with these answers.
Mhm.
Answers to these questions.
And also, like, are they all like generally like mostly cool, or like do they get annoying sometimes? Your fellow workspace people.
Somebody's always going to be annoying.
Mhm.
It's inevitable. There's
Can you
always
vote them? Can you vote them off of the co-working space?
It's not Survivor.
Right.
And you have the freedom to leave whenever.
I guess so.
know.
That's another question. Can you just leave whenever?
Sure, I'm sure you can.
Mm-hmm. You
You
don't
know,
have to give a 30-day notice.
I'm sure there's no contract.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds really cool. I would love to. I mean, that's a dream for so many people.
Would you do it as a poker player, do you think?
I mean, online poker is not exactly my specialty, so it makes it pretty tough. And I don't know how the live games are in Bulgaria. So I don't know. I guess like it'd be worth a shot. I'd be willing to try it. It'd be fun to like make content about all that stuff too. I just don't know if like my income stream would be all that, could be a little stressful.
Yeah, no, I guess it's also what type of experience are you trying to have,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, I guess.
This is why Andrew asked about the accommodations. I'm very surprised.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if I just like made a little bit, just like cover expenses and not necessarily like grew
Right.
my net worth or whatever,
Right.
just to live it for a while. Could be great.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
2021.
Can we move in? That's my other question.
Can we?
Move in with Kristen.
Okay. Kristen, let us know.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions here. So thanks for that. That sounds awesome.
Uh,
Send us some photos.
yeah, that'd be great.
I want to see what's going on.
And
Who knows how to even like picture it, picture the scene that's there, visuals. Everyone's got a different visual of what's happening and what the setup looks like and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to see some actual photos of the accommodations, the
Wanna
Bulgarian lands,
Okay.
the food.
Okay, let's move on now.
All right.
Stephen says, Shalom, net worth, my new ultimate greeting.
Shalom net worth.
Yes. Remember
Means?
from last week,
Mm-hmm.
you said when we were talking about Sadhguru saying the thing that you've been deprived of the most becomes your highest ideal.
Yes.
So Shalom, remember, in the
yes.
Middle East. And you said net worth.
It's funny. I did say that. That's a funny thing I said.
Oh, dear. Okay, old person.
Shalom net worth. That's
He says, if only I had beer or eggnog to hand this, this would be perfect entertainment. My partner and I have been catching up with love questions this week. It's been really interesting and I think is deepening our understanding of each other too, which can only be a good thing.
That's cool.
Cheers, Steve from Norwich.
Cheers to you, Steve.
He even
Oh,
sent a
I got a
photo.
photo of himself kicking back and watching us next to the Christmas tree.
Nice tree, Steve.
Great. Looking good.
So yes, see, Kristen, people send photos. So send us some photos.
That's awesome. Thanks for writing in. Shalom net worth. That's funny. Funny stuff.
This message is from Chris, and Chris is from Texas, and he says, long-time listener, are you still laughing about Shalom Network? Thank you, Steve, for making Andrew laugh so much.
That's good.
I'm curious what y'all's sleeping schedule is like. I like that he's from
Y'all's.
Texas and said y'all's. I know Andrew plays poker pretty late, but how about you, Busi? How do you guys cope with conflicting schedules? Love the podcast. Keep it up. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris, for the question. Well, Yeah, sleep schedules have kind of been all over the place ever since this has been a thing.
Yeah, our sleep schedules have, for 95% of the time we've been together, been opposite.
Or like shifted, like not exactly opposite, but like just not the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, not exactly that you go to sleep when I...
Wake up. Although
So
that
what
does
are
happen sometimes.
What
but
is that, overlapping?
Yeah.
Personally, it is the best experience for me because then I have all this time in the morning, because I wake up pretty early, so I'm up at 4:30 on most days.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have from 4:30 till about 11 noon to just have quiet personal time. During the work week I'm working, so it's not that big of a deal, but even on the weekend I wake up at about 7, so I have 4 or 5 hours to just like be by myself in perfect silence.
Yes. And I get it at nighttime when you go to bed.
Yeah.
Or if I'm like out at the casino on the grind, which is not exactly personal, alone, quiet time, but
you still have some quiet time. You always have decompression time before you go to
right.
bed.
Yeah. Come home and you're sleeping and I'm here on this couch.
What if you came home and there was somebody waiting for you? Would you like that or not?
No, probably not. But I'd have to be like all quiet and stuff when I need a nice snack, midnight snack and stuff.
Why do you need to make noise when you're making a snack?
Everything makes noise, you know? You open the microwave. The microwave is one of the loudest objects on the planet.
But I never hear it.
How come no one's invented a quiet microwave yet?
Invented, baby.
Microwave door, at least. You know? Like, the thing is so loud.
Okay, invent one.
Okay. The bread bag, bag. It's all like crinkly and noisy every time you open it and close it. It's double bagged now, so it's like two layers of plastic that's all crinkly. Toaster, it's not put that.
Toaster's pretty quiet.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that's the thing too. You come home at usually my deepest time of sleep, so I never hear the microwave or the toaster or the fridge. I don't hear any of this stuff.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I've been telling you this though for years.
Yeah, I don't know. Just don't want to be too rude. No one wants to be woken up, so just overly cautious, I guess.
But I guess that's cool too because
I must love you.
We both have quiet times. Because I'm not banging in the morning. I'm pretty quiet.
I prefer. I'm a little jealous of your morning time though. The morning is the most pristine, best time of Earth. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the better end of the deal here.
But yeah, I sometimes I have wished that we were on similar schedules, but for the most part, it's worked out pretty good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think so. I mean, we still seem mostly happy.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's just like conversations that you want to have, and not wait until we're both awake. Early on, especially, Andrew would wake up and I'd be ready to have all these conversations that I've been waiting to have.
Yeah, it gets a little rough.
But now I've learned that I give you time.
Usually.
90% of the time, I don't
usually
bother you.
That's usually.
Okay. Jesus.
You're pretty good about it. I'll give you that.
What do you think would be the benefits of having the same schedule?
I feel like we would probably be more inclined to like combine forces more often and link up on a project of some sort and ramp that up and see it to success.
Mm-hmm.
If we were actually on the same life schedule, sleep schedule, work schedule.
But then we could also be lazy together. There's that too.
And that's what you want?
No, I'm just saying, like you think of the maybe positive, but just as much as you could influence me to be more like going towards some goal, we could easily influence one another to just like sit on the couch.
I doubt it. I don't think either of us are like naturally lazy though. So I just don't see that really I don't think we're like a bad influence on each other in that way. So I don't think it would be an issue.
I mean, how do we do that if our sleep schedules never align?
I think it would change if I just like didn't play poker anymore for a living mainly. So I think that's the main factor, really. That's like what keeps me up at the casino, keeps me out of the casino and up late at night. And I think I would be a lot more inclined to wake up early, since I actually do enjoy the mornings.
You do enjoy the mornings.
Yeah, I mean, I've always like been a late night person, I guess, just because my parents always were and still are. And I just like to keep doing things rather than going to bed, because going to bed is kind of boring, even though I am a fan.
Going to bed is easily the best thing.
It depends how sleepy and exhausted you are. And I like being in bed once I'm in there. But like stopping all my activities for the day and then like going to bed.
Yeah.
I'd rather like keep doing life stuff.
But yeah, I think if you like alone time,
Which we both do.
I think it's the perfect schedule. Also, I think it's really important for people
it's perfect for you.
What?
The perfect schedule for you.
Why?
Because you get the mornings, and I think it's better to have the quiet time in the morning rather than at nighttime.
Why
the alone time.
Why do you think it's better? Because you're still fresh.
I think at nighttime people want to be like, they want to turn off for the day, and they're more willing to like be social and stuff. And I think in the mornings people are more eager to like do their own thing and get after their own thing. So like at nighttime it's sort of like, okay, we did all that work. I did all that work. More willing to like see people now and then just crash after that.
Oh, and speaking of sleep, if you didn't know, this is a PSA. If your partner starts snoring come fall, winter, humidifier can save your relationship.
Great. Do we have an ad for an affiliate? What is it called? Humidifier company?
We do not have an ad.
Still no sponsor.
But a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how you'd started snoring. Remember that? And after we were talking about getting the new bed.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know if it's like a thing that I just like, I'm starting to snore now. I think it kind of comes and goes depending on what's happening, but go on.
Yeah, no, but I was saying that it was consistent and I thought it was the bed.
Okay, yeah.
The humidifier has righted the wrongs. So now I can have a peaceful, uninterrupted sleep session. Thank you, humidifier.
Life is great for you.
So,
I'm happy for you.
Your partner snores in the fall and winter time.
Who makes our humidifier?
I don't know, Vivo or something. I don't know.
I was going to give them a free ad. That's what we do on this podcast. We give free ads. Last week was Run It Once.
We did not hear from Phil Galfond, in case you're wondering.
Nope.
No.
If anyone would like to get in Phil Galfond's ear on behalf of your friends at Tells Podcast, feel free to bother him. I believe it's at Phil Galfond on Twitter.
Don't do that.
Okay.
All right.
Don't bother Phil. He's busy.
Are you ready to fall in love, Andrew Nimi?
Yes.
With the 36 questions that lead to love.
Can't wait.
Are you feeling more in love?
Can't wait to get deeper in love.
Ooh.
Fire away.
Okay.
Send me over the edge.
If you knew...
Like I'm in Utah.
If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living? And why?
Yes.
What would you change?
I would buy lots of gifts for people.
Aw. What would you buy me?
I don't know. Lots of stuff. I would make sure that like I saw everybody that I wanted to see. So I would cram a lot more of like friends visits and hangouts into that time frame. Those are probably the main things I think about the way I'm living. I wouldn't be grinding 2.5 or 5.10 anytime soon.
No?
I doubt it. Get a couple of sessions in there. Make sure I book a win on my final session. Go out on a high note.
Yeah.
And then give all the money away from that session to the dealers or something, because I don't need the money because I'm dying.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you would give a lot more presents to people, and then so why don't you give presents now?
I don't know. I guess
you're
because
not dying?
I suffer from like making sure I've accumulated enough wealth so that I can use the wealth to accumulate more wealth. And am a little bit hesitant about leaks.
Just spending
in that accumulation, yeah. Because at one point I did have that leak in my life that prevented me from accumulating it.
Well, you were just spending all your money because you are just a very generous person.
Well, I had to, sweep you off your feet a little bit.
No, but it wasn't even with just me.
And then cut you off.
But it wasn't just with me. You're
Right.
generous with all
Yeah, I
your
love
friends.
taking friends out and buying them drinks and whatever. Making sure everyone's having a good time. So I would just do that.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, I would just spend less time in front of screens and I'll be outside more and then just drag my friends to come on these like outside.
Okay. So we would both want
Adventures.
more time with friends.
More time outside, I think.
Specifically outside for you.
Yeah.
Whereas I would be getting bottle service.
You'd be getting bottle service. Yeah, I would probably go to South Africa. And especially when I'm in South Africa, I don't spend that much time on the internet anyway. So I'd go to South Africa, see friends and family.
Okay.
And even in America, I would probably just be on my computer less.
Sure. Okay. So both of us need to work less, see friends more often, and go to South Africa.
Yes.
And be outside.
And be outside. Okay. What roles do love and affection play in your life, Andrew?
I don't really understand that question. Like, what does that mean? What roles do they play?
So money enables you to do things, right? That's a role that money plays.
Sure.
It enables you to have experiences.
Okay. So what does
love and affection do for you? What is the role in your life? Where in your life is it? For example, if I go first, right? So having love and affection allows me to feel even more secure than I would just as an individual. As an individual, just walking around on the planet, right? So love makes me more risk tolerant. So I can take risks knowing that I have love to fall back on.
I like that.
Love will catch me.
Yeah, I like it.
And affection is like the reiteration of that love, right? Because with affection, it's how I know. Because we don't walk outside and try and hug everybody or try and kiss everybody, So, but when we with friends and family who give you that affection, it's a way to communicate that love.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what role does love and affection play in your life?
Exactly the same.
You're just gonna copy me.
The same. I think that was very well said.
Okay.
More risk taking. I like that. I think I'm gonna go buy some more Bitcoins as soon as we wrap this up.
Because you'll be loved even if Bitcoin goes to zero.
It's a free roll. Didn't know that. Now I know that.
Okay. Okay.
Great answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 things. We're going to go...
Assuming I have 5 positive characteristics.
We're going to go 3 things.
All right.
Okay. Number 1. Generosity. That's a positive characteristic that you have.
Thanks.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
About for you? There's so many to choose from.
Okay, just pick one.
You're so pretty.
How is that a positive characteristic?
Okay. You are a very warm person.
Warm?
Yeah, you're always all warm. No matter who it is, somebody that you just met or somebody that you've known forever, you're always just warm to them.
Okay. Number 2, positive characteristic. This could be a positive and a negative, kind of.
All right. Go on. I can take it.
I love that you are headstrong.
Okay.
You don't like to be told what to do, much to my chagrin.
Mm-hmm.
But
that is for the better or worse. You're right.
it is a positive characteristic.
Sometimes it's negative.
But you didn't.
You're telling me to do something that will benefit me or us, and I just don't want to do it.
Right.
Because it's not how I operate.
But
so you should have just gone strictly positive here, because that's the question.
Okay.
Just kidding. It's fine.
Okay. You're headstrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
You always are able to figure out the way to figure things out and fix things and get them done. Whereas other people might just either disregard them or put them off for a long time. Mm-hmm. You will figure out whatever it takes to like get it done. Whether it's like calling someone, like the customer service line, or
The worst.
researching things like for our business, like where other people might just find it too overwhelming. You like get down into the weeds and like crawl your way through the weeds to the other side to like get it done.
Okay. Characteristic. Positive characteristic of your partner. There's a lot, but
Right.
what is
Just make it something easy and simple. Doesn't
Like
have to be so deep.
like what? What do you like about yourself? Your eyes.
You are open-minded.
Are you though?
I'm talking about. I don't know if I am.
Oh.
That's your third one.
No, but I haven't given you a third one.
I took the lead. I jumped out in front of you.
So I'm open-minded.
Yeah, whether it's about like travel and like other cultures or other people that are different from you or different ideas, understanding someone else's point of view, you're open-minded, I think.
You have
All of them.
beautiful eyes.
Thanks. I made them
All by yourself?
myself.
How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's?
Yes, I do. It was a pretty happy childhood. Yeah. And really like sort of loops back to another question about childhood, but yeah, I don't really have like hardly any complaints about childhood. It was a very loving, nurturing, supportive childhood, suburban, had friends in the neighborhood, had family in the neighborhood, cousins and aunt and uncle and grandparents. So it was like pretty like Americana, young Andrew growing up in a supportive, nurturing place.
You didn't have a picket fence though.
No, we didn't have a fence for a long time, which prevented us from getting a dog. So there was that was missing from my childhood.
Is that how your childhood wasn't happy?
That was yanked away from me at a very young age.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I had a pretty happy childhood. I'm sure compared to the vast majority of humans on planet Earth, I was pretty high up there in the percentile of happiness. I wouldn't say 100% perfect, so don't get too high on your horse, mom and dad, but but yeah, they did a pretty good job.
Nice. How close and warm was my family? I think it depended on the day. Do I think my childhood was happier than most other people's? No. I think my childhood wasn't the worst and most difficult, but it was pretty challenging a lot of the time. And would I want somebody else to have that childhood? Probably not. You know, and there's always like talk about, oh, it made you the person you are today, which of course, but maybe I'd be a different, better person, or you know, like I don't know for sure, but
like maybe you would still be a great person, I think, if it wasn't so challenging, you know, if you weren't put to work so young, you know, and things, maybe you'd still be as great of a person as you are now.
yeah, I don't know.
Can't be even better than this.
Oh yeah,
Can't be even better.
You can.
Nah.
Yes, you can.
I don't think so.
Yeah, my family, it was just, I don't think there was like the consistency of loving and warm. There were definitely aspects of that. Like they are very tender times.
Yep.
But if I just go, it wasn't the entirety of it. And I think that would be most people's. It's just like you get a little bit more of one or the other, you know? Maybe.
Sure.
So 24 says, how do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Andrew.
I think I've always had a pretty solid relationship with old mother. It's not like her nickname or anything. I just made that up. But yeah, it's always been positive, I would say. Strong, good relationship, healthy. What's the question? How would you describe it?
How do you feel?
How do you feel about it?
How do you feel about
Yeah.
your relationship with your mother?
Yeah, like I said, when we answered a question before about like I don't know if it was like, is there anything you would change about your upbringing? Yeah, I think there was a question before about would you change anything about your upbringing? And I said maybe get some more real world experience, or suggest that my parents pushed that a little bit more rather than like just getting good grades in school. So I mean, it just ties back to that a little bit. But as far as like being a motherly figure and like providing love and support, always been a pretty good relationship.
That's good. It's nice to hear.
Yeah.
It's really good to have a male figure, a man having a good relationship with a mom.
Yeah. Don't people like put that in their dating profile sometimes? Like must have a good relationship with their mother or something?
Yeah, I think I have heard that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean,
I got that going for me.
You obviously,
on my profile,
if you were going to
dates.
start dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously you say that if you can, respect your mother and have a good and respect your mother and treat her well, then you're likely to treat other women in your life well.
I see. What's up, ladies? I'll treat you well. Don't worry about that. Ask my mom.
How do I feel about my relationship with my mother? Today, much better than I did for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really hard to be a mom of a teenager, but even more difficult is when you don't understand like the big emotions of like puberty. When I was younger, I didn't really get on with my mom because I was just like, I don't like you. And that's just big puberty emotions. My mother...
Bratty kid stuff?
Not bratty kids. You just don't understand the emotions. And I think that's a big sort of failing that a lot of like my childhood was, because I thought I was the bad person because I was in such bad moods, but I didn't understand what was happening. And I feel like if my mom had said, listen, this is what's happening, or maybe she did say, and I don't remember. It's very possible, because what do you know as a 16-year-old? But today, my mom's and I's relationship is very respectful, and like I understand her a lot more, and I think she understands me a little bit more too. But we definitely had some a rough patch.
That's cool. I mean, it's always like I don't know, good to see when it's like moving in that direction, like finding more things to see eye to eye about, or more like at peace about it, like the past or whatever. It's
definitely like understanding, and I think it just comes with maturity, right? Like understanding where my parents were and that they were really doing the best that they could with the information that they had.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no ill feelings.
Just think about all the information we have now and how great of parents we would be with the internet at our fingertips.
It's not really about the internet. It's about understanding yourself too and your motivations, I think. Like the reason our parents had kids will probably not be the reasons that I would choose to have children, So I think it is understanding your motivations and how to create a family that you want.
Mine would be for YouTube. Those are my reasons.
For YouTube?
Yeah.
To create content. So your kids are going to hate you, but okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'll be rich. That's all that matters. Then I can hang out with my friends and buy them drinks.
What about your kids? Where are your kids going to be at this time?
They'll have a channel at least.
Number 25. Make 3 true we statements each. I don't think. Let's do 2.
Okay.
Okay, keep it short. For instance, we are both in this room feeling blank.
Do you want that to be one?
That's an example.
Okay.
Okay.
We are on Tell's podcast feeling good.
Good. Don't you feel vulnerable? Like a little bit
Yes.
exposed.
Yeah. I mean, especially like talking about family and stuff.
Right.
Talking about it with all
In
you.
front of all these strangers.
Who knows who these weirdos are? So yeah.
We are both going to the Food Not Bombs Las Vegas council meeting after this recording of Tel's podcast.
Council meeting. That's a nice way of putting it. They're pretty pissed off, and they're going to go down to City Hall and hoot and holler a little bit is what they're going to do.
I'm going to be hooting and hollering right there along with them.
Because the city is being dumb.
Yeah. So anyway, Las Vegas City. So there's this organization called Food Not Bombs, Las Vegas, and they have been building wooden huts for houseless people in Las Vegas. And the city just went and fucking demolished them during a pandemic in the middle of winter. Because it's winter. To me, it's winter, even though it doesn't come till December 21st.
Yeah.
And not providing an alternative. This is what I don't understand. If they were saying, we have built these massive buildings to house all these people, this is why we need to take these shelters down, I would understand.
Yeah. So there was a bunch of volunteers, some very cool people that made 26 of these huts that apparently cost somewhere around $600 each. And they're basically like tiny, tiny houses. Not even houses. They're like little, huts, basically. Made them all by hand. There was an encampment on sort of like the border between Vegas and North Las Vegas.
Which nobody is using.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, there's some maybe disagreement about what the land actually is called. They were calling it like a public thoroughfare or something, but then the police said it wasn't, and it's not very clear. But anyway, they put these huts on this land, 26 of them, so that some houseless people could have some shelter. And there was a notice that was put up that said the city will be removing all that within 30 days. And then less than a week later, they came with heavy machinery and just tore it all down. They gave the people like 10 minutes to gather their belongings and then tore it all down. They saved 2 of them, apparently. Why they saved 2 of the huts and not the other 24 of them remains a mystery at this point.
I just can't.
So that's pretty infuriating because people literally built all those by hand through donations and stuff, and then the city just trashed them. Why not say, all right, guys, we're coming to tear this down. Let us know how we can help remove these into another location.
Why are you tearing it down if you do not have an alternative for this situation? It's not like the situation is new. It's been going on in Las Vegas and everywhere around the world. And so I think it's like institutions realizing how fucking useless they are and how we don't need them. Because if we can do it on our own and house people and feed people, because they tried to do that with the community fridge too and say it was illegally placed.
Yeah.
And so it just is a insecurity because you realize that your job is pathetic.
Could be.
You don't do anything for the community that you claim to serve. So you have to destroy it.
I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. So we're off to City Hall. We go hang out and support. Show some support.
All right. Say a happy one.
Happy what?
True statement. We have one more true statement.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, because we're supposed to do 3 and I said we're going to do 2.
Oh.
Mine just went off on a tangent.
We are very thankful to have the audience of Tells listen while we talk about our relationship and occasionally poker. And that's it. Thanks.
We put up our Christmas tree.
We did.
It is a giant. How tall is that tree? Like 9 feet?
Yeah. We will leave you with a photo as we exit this podcast of the beautiful tree. So why don't you do your thing, sign us off, and then we'll fade out with a photo.
This tree is much too large for this very small space that we live in, but
no worries.
Thank you so much for listening to the Tells podcast. If you like this podcast, please like this video, subscribe somewhere, you know where to press the button, and tell your friends. And if you are still listening on audio alone, write to us, hello@telspodcast.com. Or if you'd like to call us or text us, our number is 702-690-9299. We'd love to get your texts and voice messages and emails.
Yes.
And until next time,
Bye.
bye.